Hey folks, time once again to do today's CSS Daily Target. Cool. What do I see? I think what I see is two elements. So I'm going to use the blank template. The first one is, I'll try to call my shot here. The first one is this oval or the rounded rectangle that's got a circle, radial gradient in it. And then the second one is on top of that and is narrower and smaller. So we have two selectors, one to represent the first one. So radial gradient, I don't know what read write plain text only is, radial gradient, which has colors in it. Circle at 50%, 75% or something, right? So it's the bottom of the object. And then it's got a color that's a variable. So the first one has a transparency. So C for color, and that's going to be transparent. The second one, the one on top, that color is going to be this dark color, semicolon. And then the outer color is the darker color. And then it's going to have a size. Actually, I think that it's the same size circle. So you can kind of see that forming. I'm going to put this background here. And no, the second, so the size is correct. It needs to be smaller. How about 20 pixels? Oh, no, how about 15 pixels? And then this will be a variable as well. Var, the second color, and we'll call that --s, comma, like that. So that's how you get that. And then the second one has a second color of yellow. Yes. So how do we make that thing? So we're going to remove the margin from the body, and I think we need a border radius. Of we'll call it 50 pixels, and make sure we've got a semicolon. So that's kind of forming. And I would like to I can do 0, 0, 50 pixels, 50 pixels, right? I'm going to add the second one. So there's the second guy. If I remove this, you can see it's two elements. So the margins is the next thing we want to change. So let's give these a height. Well, not yet. Margin has a variable of -m, and then this will also have margins that I'll need to set. So let's start with the first one. I'd like to make it taller than it needs to be so that I can just use 50 pixels as the border radius. So what do we need? We need a -100 at the top. We're going to give it a height of 200, 300, let's call it 250. Why not 250? And then give this a -2, something like that. And then the side margins 100. And then a bottom margin of 0. All right, getting there. So we're going to narrow the side margins on the sides, 20, 30, 32, sure. And then a little more -1, 2, 5. This is like 60. How about -50 there? 51, 52. How about 45, 46, 47, 48. So I don't think we're tall enough. So see that curve at the top? This guy needs to be 300 tall. So then we add 50 here. Or 92, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then this position, we'll call that variable p, var dash dash p. Right now we've got 75%. Let's make it 80% and see if that gets it. It does. All right, so then this guy, 350, and we need a greater number on the sides for the margin, so more than 132. How about 162, 0? There it is, something like that. A little more negative, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that position is not correct. So we need to change that position value. Dash dash p, let's say 100 pixels, 200 pixels, 250 pixels, 60, 70. And then let's put that background color back and submit and see if we have gotten to 100%. So that's two elements. Two elements to create this complicated shape with the shared code of a radial gradient that is variabilized. So each one is slightly different in terms of the position of that circle. We could also do what? We could make that variable be here. We do 50% minus 80 pixels. So create that circle, kerplunk, 80, 100, 2, like that. That's pretty close. 2, 10. So 210, and let's variabilize that. Var dash dash p, or minus 210. And then the position here is going to be a different number. How about minus, how about 20, 40, 50, 60, going to be 80, 90, 100, 20. That's a little shorter, just a little. Yeah, so mostly things that you can do with circle and an @ you can also do with a background position. So that's super fun. Other things we could tune. We could set that to 1 inch. That's fun. A little shorter code. Kind of a silly one. And the best players make all kinds of incredible optimizations that I'm not going to make here for you or for me, because I really appreciate learning to manipulate the heights and the margins, deciding on a background that new variations could be made of. I really love that. So minify and unit replace, and that's a good solution for today here on April 25, 2025. Super fun. Hope you're having a great day out there. Take care of yourself. Go make a web page. Everyone's got web browsers. It's really rad on this difficult planet. Have some fun. Bye-bye.